Hello and welcome. Welcome to my live stream. Here we are to fight CPS and stop taking our children. I'm your host, Bob Pace, and it's a warm welcome because a lot of you are fighting CPS, and it's sad because you don't know anything about CPS, and CPS has been rotten for you. Now, I've been doing this live stream twice a day. In the evening, Fighting CPS Stop Taking Our Children is my evening show. It's 7 days a week in the evening. But I'm on in the morning. During the weekdays, it's called Fight CPS with Bob Pace. And so it's on at 10 o'clock Monday through Friday. Then on the weekends, it's on at 8 o'clock. There may be time changes that I change. But anyway, I want to let you all know that I've not missed a show yet. I do have different times at times, sometimes through no fault of my own, through technical problems such as my old computer breaking down or the temporary computer I'm using is breaking down. I am trying to save to get a new computer. It's a very expensive thing now. It went just gone triple in price what it used to be. And I don't know if it's the tariffs or what, but it's a very miserable experience trying to replace it or fix it. It costs just as much to fix it. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about computers. I'm here to talk about saving your children, stop them taking your children. And you have to be careful with CPS. It's a bad entity. Now, I've been doing this now for 21 months, since October 2023. Some of you have been with me as family since then. I have a lot of you that are family, which I think is really great because you help one another, you help yourselves by being on this live stream. And you can call in, or you can text a message, or you can be a guest on my live stream. Those are three things you can do. You can also do emojis, which are smiley faces, thumbs up, stars, hearts, whatever. Ugh. Now, please follow me by checking the button below. And if you want to be notified when I'm on, check the notification button. But all the times I express are West Coast time, Pacific Standard Time. I'm on the West Coast of Southern California, south of Los Angeles, at a place called Surf City, USA. I'm 3 blocks from the ocean. I can walk very easily to it, as well as go there to get my gills wet surfing. Surfing is my lifestyle. It's what I've always been since age of 7, which is a long time. And I am here to answer your concerns or questions, such, if you want to text a message to me, I'd love to have you text a message. Um, to text a message, it's up on the screen there. Just read it. I don't need to read it to you. But please follow it. And if you're from another country, go ahead and list it. I already know all the states of the United States, so you don't have to list the USA as your country. But I put that up there for other countries. I have now 22 countries that have participated, with the United States as 23. I've had Bangladesh, India, I've had Indonesia, I've had in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, and Libya. Then over to the Africa, I've had Liberia, Sudan, the Republic of Congo, Rwanda, Mozambique, and then several provinces of South Africa. Then up to Europe, United Kingdom, England, Scotland, and Wales, and then Denmark and Sweden. Then across the pond in North America, I've had Canada and its provinces. I've had all 50 states call in or text in. Also, I've had the Washington, D.C. It used to be in a place called the District of Columbia. I think they just call it Washington, D.C. I don't understand why District of Columbia doesn't apply anymore, but anyway. Then south of the border, Mexico. Then further south in South America, north of Brazil, on the east coast, Grenada. Then across the South Pacific, New Zealand, and then the land down under, Australia and its states. So that's a lot of countries. That's 22 countries, over 2,500 people. 2,500 people have been either a guest or talked to me or things like that. So I have a lot of knowledge from them. Everybody comes here to help. Now, another way you can be participating in here is to be a guest. To be a guest, all you do is contact my show producer, Grace. She works behind the scenes. You send her an email to the email listed on the screen of one of my show times you want to be on. I want to be on Bob's Monday morning show, or Bob's evening show on Wednesday, or Bob's evening show on Sunday, or whatever. You just say evening, morning, and you just give one day of the week. She'll take care of the rest. She'll send you back an email with a link, and you just copy and paste in your browser. And the link will take you to StreamYard, which is the application I use. And StreamYard uses YouTube to transmit the audio and the video. So that's great. I love it. If you're a guest, I can take 9 of you. With me makes 10. The last thing I have is to call me. You can call me at 626-698-0990. That'll be a live phone, and you'll reach my work phone, 626-698-0990. And you can call in tonight and talk for that 1 hour during my time here. Now, I have 2 times running right now. I have my clock time of 7:22 and my running time of 6 minutes and 48. Depending on the discussion, we'll probably go with my running time. The clock time, I have to be ending it because there's other people that do live streams, and it's our condition of us sharing the live streams. If you're noticing something a little different, I have tried to shave off my beard with my old razor. I've been out of new razors for quite some time. They're very expensive. I have a budget, and I'm trying to save up for them, as well as get my car repaired and the computer and all these bills that come up. And today was disastrous for me because I let a registration bill lapse on my car that I wasn't using. Now I want to get it going. It's going to cost me hundreds of dollars. It's only a 38-year-old car. Needs a battery and a tire, and I didn't have the money for it, so I've not been to current registration on it. But that's like everything in life. We all have issues, and I thought I was pretty organized and always pay my bills. But I'm going to GMV and ask for help and see if maybe they can help me. I don't know what they'll say, the Department of Motor Vehicle. I do not know what they'll say. So here we are tonight for another round of fighting CPS. And I have the pleasure of welcome Nanya Business. We try to use not profanity here. So hold on one second. I need to talk to my young son. Hold on one second. I'm doing this live streams from home, and my son had come down and wanted to talk to him. He and his older brother are moving out. They want their place their own. It's hard when the birds leave the nest. It's hard. Now you're probably noticing there's another number up there. That 888-888-6582 is the office of Vincent W. Davis, my attorney. And if you want to call in and hire him, he's available right now. When you call in, you're going to reach reception. Make sure you identify yourself that Bob Pace sent you. And when you talk to Mr. Davis, tell him that Bob Pace sent you. So that number, 888-888-6582 to the law office. Also, you can get there and get books. You can get the Grandparents Guide for guardianship of your grandchildren. You can get other guides about how they handle your case. There's also lawyer packages. You can talk to them when people be on. Not only is Mr. Davis is on the weekends at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning, he's also during the weekdays, office hours. It fluctuates, but you can call to find out. Also, we have other people. Mrs. G is on. I think she's on Wednesday. And then KK Richardson for Brooklyn, New York is on Monday at 8 p.m. Anyway, you have the schedule of all the live streams. They're valuable information, people that are trying to help you with your CPS case. Now, what I call the CPS, the Child Protection System. Every county and in every state has a system, but they all have different names. So some of them are CPS, like Child Protection Services in Orange County. Some are the Department of Children's Services, DCS. Some are the DCFS, Department of Family and Children's Services. Some are called the Cabinet, like in Richmond, Kentucky. So instead of sitting here telling about every one, I'm just going to say CPS, the Child Protection System. It's a government entity that was created in 1962 by Congress ordering social services to create a body of social workers to protect our children from neglect and abuse. They're also supposed to do what's called family reunification. Studies have shown that I have a hiccup. Wow. Let me try to get rid of it. Studies have shown that the best parents are the biological parents. Now, Nuno business, how can the courts accept an affidavit from a caseworker that was not present for removal? Because the courts are making money, because CPS is all about taking your money. Not your money, but the money they get for their children in custody. They get $20,000 per child per month they have them in custody. If there's special needs, they get $15,000 more a month. Now you're up to $35,000. And if that child is adopted into foster care, the agency gets a bonus of $35,000 from the federal government. So it's all about money. It's $1 trillion business. They know how to work it. They know how to make your life terrible. And they will take away your children. They will take away your children. They'll lie and everything else. You need to fight CPS with a lawyer. Otherwise, you're in for bad news. Now, you probably say, wait a minute, they told me I can get a lawyer. Well, those are court ordered lawyers. They're not going to help you. They work for CPS. CPS loves you to take their attorneys because they can control you. So you need a real bona fide attorney, someone that knows how to fight the case. Hmm. Okay. Um, Numa, you guys come up with these great names. I just have a hard time with them. But Newman Business, and I'm not going to use the second word because this is a family show. We don't want to use profanity in here. I know they take into account they can't afford attorney. They want to take their public defenders. They want to control you. Yeah, want signed papers. You never sign any papers. If your attorney is saying that, then you got the wrong kind of a fighter for you. That attorney's going to put his tail between his legs and railroad you. You don't want that kind of attorney. And if it's a court appointed, heaven forbid you, because you're down the road of no return. Hi, Aaron. I know you're from Tennessee. Welcome back to the show. You've been on here numerous times. I'm attached to Aaron because my daughter is Aaron, my firstborn. And you guys are the same age. She was born in 1989, and I think you're 36 today, if I'm not mistaken. And you were born on June 30th. My daughter was born on June 2nd. So you're not that far apart. I can imagine Tennessee is hot and muggy. The owner of In-N-Out Burger wants to move there with her family. She feels that California is no longer a viable place for her to operate, but she's going to move the headquarters of In-N-Out Burger to Tennessee. So you're going to see a lot more In-N-Out Burgers in Tennessee. Hey, Tony the Tiger, it's so good to hear from you. Tony is from Ostenago, New York County, Ostenago County. She has a 14-year-old son who the CPS have been feeding full of dope to keep them all doped up, and they think they're doctors there in New York. They think they can prescribe drugs. And Tony says, I'm back and prayers for everyone. That's awful sweet of you, Tony, but I'm worried about you. You say that, when you disappear like that, I don't hear from you days. I think the worst. You said they're after you. They want to kidnap you. And I just don't like that. I know I was advanced on your age. You'll be 14 tomorrow. I was one day early. Sorry, Cassandra. But happy birthday to John. And you don't want to use the names here, please. People don't use the names, all right? That always protects you because we don't know who's listening here and who's somebody, an ogre or something, would try to do something awful to your family. I don't want that to happen. There are many In N Out burgers in Nashville. We don't have only one in Northeast Tri County. Okay, well, In N Out burgers will be a lot more being shown there. You're going to love it, In N Out burgers. They've been around since 1948, and they're a real simple menu. They're not like everybody else menu and has all kinds of different variety. You either get a burger, a cheeseburger, fries, a milkshake, or a soft drink. That's all you do. That's all you order. You want a double double, a single? You want a burger without cheese or with a cheeseburger or a double cheeseburger? Do you want a Coke, a Sprite, lemonade? They have those soft drinks, and then they have French fries, and they do have milkshakes. But In and Out makes their pride. They make all their food from scratch. They don't buy things where a lot of places have these frozen things that are delivered, like Jack in the Box and McDonald's and Burger King and all the rest of them. Now, Tony's saying he's out of the Buffalo hospital. That's good. That's her son. That's her son. To go quiet since doing so, now the system is off them, but not doing much. I guess it's something. I guess so. I use the name because I want the world to know he's exist. I know you do, and I'm proud of knowing your son. But I'm so sorry there are weird people in this world, and there's weird people that come on my show that disguise themselves, and they really are just undermining a lot of times people's shows, those live streams. And even though I've been on here 21 months, there's still the bad people there. Now I have a new person, Lala Bay. Hello, Lala Bay. Is it impossible to win? They took away my 17-day-old baby as the cherry on top of my pain. I'm so sorry. Yes, it is possible. That's why you're here. I can show you how not to have your children taken away or get your children back. All of you that listen to me, I've had the same similar case with my CPS. I can relate to you from firsthand. I know it's depressing, Lala, but tell me where you're from, Lala. What part of the world are you from? What part of the world are you from? All I ask is the city or the county and your state. If you're from an outside country, just put your city and your country. That's all. Oh, you're from Connecticut. Well, welcome, Connecticut. I've had only maybe one or two people from Connecticut, but I'm glad to meet another Connecticut person. And they have problems in Connecticut. Wow. Tell me, is there any place in this country or the world they don't have problems with CPS? All I hear is the negativity. I know there are a lot of counties, and each county will have its own CPS, its own name and everything. Like in North Carolina, they have 100 counties. California, they only have 58 counties. You think, well, wait a minute, California's more population. Well, California may be more population, but their land is spread out through deserts and stuff. They have all kinds of weather here, all kinds of terrain. You have the beach and the coast area, and then they have the cities and so forth. Now, Lila says, "Oh, well, from Cleveland, Ohio, but Connecticut Department of Children and Families (CPS) has my children and separating us. That's terrible. So, what is the connection with Cleveland, Ohio? Connect with Massachusetts, or it connects with Connecticut? I'm sorry, Connecticut. How is Connecticut and Cleveland, Ohio connected? I've asked some questions, so I'll take a moment for the audience. Okay, Tony says, I am, in case you forgot, I'm going for pre law, going to gain enough experience, then take the bar exam and continue with school to gain some other kind of degree, like maybe to become a detective. Well, that sounds really great. I'm all for you, Tony. We have KK Richardson, who got her law license, and she is a juvenile law, family law, and dependency law lawyer. And she's from Brooklyn, New York. And she, of course, has a bad CPS case. She has a live stream on Monday nights, too. There's no connection between Cleveland, Ohio, and Connecticut. Well, why is Cleveland, Ohio in our conversation if there's nothing connected there? Hmm. So Tony says when it comes to stuff, let me put up all the conversations so you guys can read there. Like all my friends and family can be assured that I'll be there for them. I have the knowledge, the degree, and license to back me up with anything in all circumstances. Well, good for you, Tony. You want to help out your family. That's sweet of you. Lala from Connecticut says, I'm from Ohio, stuck in Connecticut. They will allow us to move together. Well, okay, if your case happened in Connecticut, why did you move from Connecticut to Ohio? And Aaron has another question. I'm a criminal justice major at the community college, so I can go to pre law at a 4 year college. Great, great. I think it's a great thing to be a lawyer. They make a lot of good money if you're a good lawyer. Well, you do really well at the community college, the justice. So that's good. That's good. You know, it's never too late to go to school. I know you're 36, but it's never too late. Lala Bay. Too long of a story, but bottom line is I'm being played and put out to picture for no reason. Well, it's never too long. My show is roughly 60 minutes. Sometimes I go longer, 40, an hour and 50, whatever. I sometimes go longer. But you're allowed to really talk on my show, and if you want to talk twice, you can. There's nothing that stops you from doing that. There's never too long of a story. And I can help you tell your story by answering some questions. Well, that's a better name. Bring my babies home. I like that better. You could have put your name as Anne or something in front. So anyway, bring. That's nice. I like that better. Are they CPS just as corrupt in the Supreme Court? There's no such thing as CPS in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court, you can file lawsuits there, but the Supreme Court doesn't do anything with CPS. The problem being is CPS runs loose. There's no government agency except for social service that runs or controls CPS. So that's the sad part. It is. It's up to our social services to do it. Now at the national level, there's a thing called Doge, and I want to put Doge up for a moment because some of you may want to write them or contact them or see if they can help you out. Now Doge is called the Department of Government Efficiency. They have a website, doge.gov. They have two phone numbers of Washington D.C. They're both are working numbers. I've called them. I've seen a website. Also, on that website, you can get a job. They're offering career jobs, not part time jobs or hourly jobs, but career jobs. And they have an email. And there's an email right there that goes to Doge. So check it out. They're supposed to make our social services and social security a better place to have it. So anyway, I'm putting my number back up there because I just want that Doge will be on again um, at the end of my live stream. Lala knows I'm just as corrupt because there's no one that runs CPS. There's no check and balance. There's no board of supervisors. There's no directors or anything. There's nothing that runs CPS except this local entity. Oh no, you mean okay? Let me read this now. You're in Supreme Court now. Are you in the state Supreme Court or the Supreme Court in Washington D.C.? And they've terminated mom and dad's rights. Now, are you the grandparent? Or are you the one of the children? Are you? I mean, I'm confused now. What your role is in all this matter? You say dad's appealing, so you must be one of the children. Okay, the state Supreme Court. You don't want to deal with state Supreme Court. You either want to file in the state court or the federal Supreme Court. Okay, you're the grandmother. Okay, now I understand. And so the grandmother is saying that your dad and mom are losing their rights. So is your is the dad your son or is the mother your daughter? Okay, your grandmother, your son is the father of the children they've terminated the rights on. That is so bad. I don't know much about your case, and I don't know if you had a chance to watch your children when they take them from your son. Now, if you want to call in, bring my babies home, that'd be great. Call me at 626 698 0990. Now, Lala Bay, you say federal court is a no go? You tried? What do you mean by no go? Tell me more information if you can, Lala Bay. Now, Lala Baby is from Cleveland, Ohio, stuck in Connecticut. Okay. Well, I know where Cleveland, Ohio is. I've been there many times. But all you're telling me a story in bits and pieces is going to eat up the clock because we only have 20 minutes left. It's almost 8 o'clock. It's 7:56. Now, Tony the Tiger says, I'm also paying attention to politics. Think on the top 5 states in America that receives the most federal funding, or exact the top 5 states that has the most human trafficking. What's the link there? That's a good point, Cassandra. The top 5 states that receive the most federal funding are exactly the top states that have the most human trafficking. That is tough. I don't understand. Yeah. Now, Tony Tiger says on CPS motivation for taking our life, our children is all about the money they receive from federal government bank. I know the money feels freely. They don't have to provide any documentation. They don't even have to show accountability how the money was spent. And right now, there's an investigation that someone took the $1 million that the cabinet got in Richmond, Kentucky, and they found out that one of the CPS workers embezzled $400,000. So, that's sad because that's what's happening. There's a lot of embezzlements going on. I know it's too much. I know it is. La La Bay. Federal District Court to try to stop CPS from taking my unborn child when he was born. Now he's hostage here in Connecticut. It's too much. I literally just stopped crying after my visit with my babies. I'm so sorry. I feel for you, Lala Bay. Now bring my babies home, says this is the grandmother. My state is under so much scrutiny already from the Supreme Court. You'd think they might get straight, but no. You're from Texas. Oh, okay. You're from Texas. I did not know that. Did the case happen in Texas? Bring my babies home. Did the case happen in Texas? Hmm. So we have bring my babies home. We have a grandmother who's from Texas, and her son's the one that they terminate the parental rights from. I don't know what the deals. What were the neglect and abuse was? What was that? What was your son charged with? Lala Bay says it's like the government is rogue when there's a problem individually. Sure, they are. It's all about money. Money, money, money. Now, I have 8 o'clock. That means my show should end. Unless I don't have anybody calling in, I'm going to end the show because if any of you want questions answered, I'm willing to go longer. But I think what I do is I'll end the show tonight at 8 o'clock unless someone wants to ask me a question or talk about something. I'm open, you guys. I am open. They come in to do a welfare check on a companion case. My grandson was there visiting his mom. meaning he's visiting you. Then they come in without a warrant or court order and sit there, and sit there where drugs and paraphernalia everywhere. Well, first of all, why did you allow them in your home? Why do you open your door? They're strangers. My rule number 3 says you do not open the door to social workers or police. You should have a special knock or ring that all family members will use. Also, you should be quiet if there's a knock at the door. Unless you know who's out there, don't open it. Don't bring them in your home because they may have some weak accusations and they're going to try to find something better. So that's why you don't want them to let in. Okay? It was my home. All right. Well, you're the one in charge of your home. You tell all your family members don't open the door. They're strangers. You're lucky they didn't kill you. I've had too many people lately open the door and shot 5 times in the chest and died talking to FaceTime on the fiance. Or a mother doing dishes was shot 5 times in the face and she died. So I don't know how else I get impressed upon the fact is do not open the door to strangers. You don't want to open the door to strangers. Now Lala says how to reverse a TP order. You do an appeal. And you appeal to who? Well, you appeal to the court. You make a motion. And your attorney will tell you how to do it. But you make a motion that you want to appeal the termination of parental rights. And here are the reasons why. Then you do the footwork or everything to do that. Well, I don't know what you mean by wrong dates on a court order. If you're instructed to appear on those dates, why do you show up to different dates? There's all kinds of technicalities you can do with your court order. All kinds of technical. Now, Tony has asked a question. Is it better to do that or appeal? Also, to the court, it's better to do appeal. If your termination rights, you usually only have 15 days to do appeal. So you should do appeal. You need to get the appeal in. Well, your grandson could have been with you, grandmother. Grandmother, you could have had your grandson. There's a thing called a safety plan, and one of the things is at the very onset when they take your children is a plan to where the children will be placed. There's a plan where the children will be placed, and it's usually with family members. That's where it should be. It should be with family members. And I know that you can appeal a TBR. You make a motion to the court that was hearing your case. What is your question, Aaron? What's your question? Can wrong dates on a final quarter make it not valid? Not necessary. Depends if you showed up, Aaron. It depends if you showed up. They came into your home, grandmother, because you allowed them to come into your home. They don't need a warrant. They don't need to do anything if you allow them in the home. So the grandmother was not your home. Okay, if it's not your home, the people that own the home should not have let them in. So Lala, how do you get your newborn back 5 months from now? You're going to have to get an attorney, and if you don't have an attorney, you can't afford one. You got to use your court-appointed attorney, and that's going to be tough. You're going to come to my show a lot and explain to me what you have to do. You have to do a case plan. It may take a year because one of the things you may have to do is domestic violence, and that's a 52-week class. Domestic violence. It's a year-long program. Okay, where do you go to file and start a writ? Well, Tony, Felicia, you can go to the law library. You need to get legal papers. They have numbers. You got to have the right kind of stationery. Then you're going to need a typewriter. My best advice is with computers now, you can get the paper, load up the paper, and then type on your computer, and then send your batch to a printer and print it out. Then you're going to have served on them. You got to make sure all parties are served, including the judge and the attorneys of the plaintiffs, social services, and anybody else involved in the case. Um, Proofread and proofread again. I believe that. That's so true. The grandmother from Texas. That's really great. And I hope you understand, Aaron, that the dates may not. It just all depends what happened. It says they were found dependent and neglected on a date that was before they were removed from my custody. Well, they'd love to do backdating, and they love to play around with it. They can do pretty much anything because they're the law of the lands. No one stands up to them except attorneys who know how to fight CPS. Now, Lala says, last question. It would or wouldn't be wiser to try to get a higher court involved. I was trying to go to DC Supreme Court to hear me out. You can file in the highest court of the land, but usually at that level, you got to have something wrong with the case, something that there was not a misjudgment of knowledge or evidence. There was something like where they did a legal thing that wasn't they weren't allowed to do. It's really complicated, is what I'm saying. It really is complicated. Well, I'm over my time. Okay, and Tony says, the judge will not make anybody follow through, and I'm being isolated from my child who I cannot want to do to make the most impacts. Well, you're going to have to get the court appointed attorney and put heat underneath the seat of their pants. Or you have to get a new judge. You have to ask the court for a new judge. You can do what they ask you to do. Sometimes it's humble to eat crow. There's always saying is sometimes better to eat crow than try to fight them. Because you're not going to win if you try to fight them. The best thing is doing is tell them, hi, okay, we've been arguing back and forth. I want to get my family back. I want to do family reunification. What plan can I do? What are the steps? Can you help me out? I want to do that. Tell them you need help. Tell them you need help. Tell them you need help. Now, bring my family. The grandmother from Texas says CPS actually cleared my son in a previous case after a few months previously, but it didn't matter. Wow. They wouldn't place him with me because if a charge I had from 2 years earlier, I was never convicted of. Well, okay. But there's other family members. You're not the only family members. There's other family members your newborn could be said. Um, um, no, Tony won't back down, but thank you very much for your encouragement, grandmother from Texas. And I never give up. I don't want you to give up, Layla Bay. And yep, I agree. You're gonna try tomorrow. You don't give up, Lele Bay. You can be on my show to be a guest, and then you have the whole hour to talk. You're guaranteed a chance to talk. Or you can call my phone number. No one's called that number tonight. No one's called that number tonight. Well, if you guys want to exchange numbers, sometimes what I have you guys do is text me at my number 626-698 that you want to speak to so and so. If so and so gives you their numbers, I will text it back. I'll text it back. Well, I got a new place for you to try. I want you to try Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency. And I'm going to be displaying that right now. I'm going to display that right now because no one is calling in. Okay, that thing I put up there is your last resort that you can go to. It's Department of Government Efficiency. They are investigating social services. I know that for a fact because while I was on the phone for a phone conference with a social worker, the worker came on or someone came on and said, hi, I'm a supervisor from Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency. We're investigating the social services of Orange County, California, and we're further investigating to see how they're doing with their clients, which I'm one of them, how they speak to them. All I know is that conversation was beautiful. English speaking, yes, no type answers. When they make a mistake, they call me back. So they are investigating. They are investigating. They're going to get to CPS when they get through with social service. CPS is a part of social services. It's just been given a special name in each county in every state, and even around the world. Even around the world. Now it's already 8:16. I've already talked over 1 hour. I've already talked 60 minutes. I do have to go. Um, and Lele, Lauren. All right, thank you. No apologies. Lala Bay is all right, but Lauren's fine. I'll try to remember it. And you keep up emailing the news channel stuff. Someone's gonna burst the bubble. Tony says, no worry. I know my worth and my purpose. It stands out, start something, and create a change. That's true, Tony. I'm so glad you're on tonight, Tony the Tiger. She's Cassandra from Ostenago, New York. And I want to thank you very much, Tony, for showing up. Lala Bay, it's Lauren. And, um, oh dear, forgot where she was from. Let's see here. Oh, oh, she's from Connecticut, but somehow. And bring my home, babies. That's a sweet name. That's fine. I'm glad that's here. And as a grandmother from Texas, her son had her termination of parental rights. They're trying to get it back. Trying to get back. But thank you for all your advice and input there, the grandmother from Texas. Who else we have here? Tony the Tiger, Cassandra from Ostenago, New York, and Aaron. I can't forget Aaron from Tennessee. Aaron from Tennessee, and who else we have? Just Bay, Tony the Tiger, pretty much all the same. I've gone from the top to bottom, make sure I didn't leave anybody out. One person I did not see tonight that's got me worried. I hope she did what she's supposed to do, and that's why she's not here. That is Corilla. Corilla is from Oxnard, California, in Ventura County. She has an eviction. At midnight tonight, she's supposed to be out of her house. So I want you all to say special prayers for um, Felicia, who is Cruella from Oxnard, California. And I want to really pray for you, Cruella, that you went ahead and got something filed today to get a continuance of your eviction. I want to see if you're okay. All right. That concludes my show. I've thanked everybody for being here, and I'm glad to meet some new people, see some of the old people. Keep in mind, I'm on tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. 10 a.m. I'm on. And then again tomorrow night at 7. So those are my times, the same during the week and everything. So I love to see you all. Again, do not stop fighting to get your kids back. Do not give up. Promise me you got to fight to have your children. You want to. So do your dongest to do that. Now, there's going to be a brief message from Vincent Davis when my show ends. That's a nice message. It's a nice little video. You'll enjoy it. So without saying, I want you all to have a pleasant night. I want you also to pray for Felicia that she doesn't get evicted after midnight tonight. And I will see you again tomorrow. And of course, twice a day. So I've been here now for 21 months. I plan to be here a lot longer. So I'm here to help you. All you have to do is ask me. So this is Bob Pace saying good night and God bless.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges. Another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against it, it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the
last ones left.